Hi. Okay. So my name is Larry Smith the third, and I'm making this video because I have a story that I want to get across to the public, and it's a very important story for young and adult people. Um, it's about a book that I published in June of this year called "The Other Side of Ecstasy." As you can see, the story takes place. Some of the story takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you can purchase this book on www.lulu.com. That's www.lulu.com. And it's for $12.99. It's priced at $12.99. But let me get into the story, of what it's about. I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm just gonna give you some an excerpt of what it's about. So, um, 14 years ago, I was living in a small town called Killeen, Texas, and I was staying with a group of friends. I'm not going to say anybody's name because I don't want to disclose that. But there was one guy in particular, and he kept saying, he kept. It was a lot of peer pressure. I would say peer pressure, but he was also hyping this drug up. It was almost like he was marketing it or something. It was like it was for sale, and I was like, man, I was like, after hearing him talk about ecstasy like he did, I was like, I have to try it. And that's the whole meaning of peer pressure. When someone just completely convinces you that something is so good that you have to try it. So, you know, um, after him telling me about this drug, I was like, okay, I gotta try it. So I went out to the club that night and partied and had fun. And after that, I happened to stop by a corner store and I seen a guy in there. I don't know what made me ask this guy, but that's a whole part of my journey, my plan, So, and what are the odds of me meeting a guy in a store that has the actual drug that I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? And then that same day, someone tell me about it. So you figure it out. But anyway, I go home, I take the pill, and I go home, and I immediately go in the restroom and grab. I have a I go in the restroom and I have a glass of water with me, and I swallow the pill, and after 45 minutes, I'm like, man, it has to be a crime to feel this good. Now, don't get me wrong, people are right. It is an exciting high, but what they don't tell you is what could happen to you, if you get the wrong one. Or, people always say, well, the come down on the pill is real bad, and that's it. But, there's a ratio, and the odds of it not happening to you, I can't really say, but it's not good if it happens to you, like it happened to me. A lot of people take ecstasy, but they don't understand that they keep taking it and say, well, it ain't happened to me, so I'm going to keep getting high. But the thing is, what happens if you keep taking it, you keep buying it, and you get a hold to the one that I got a hold to, and it gives you a bad trip side effect. So, uh, basically, that day, I took the pill, and I don't know, man. It's like I was in another dimension, another world, and things were like I started hallucinating. Now this is the night that I took it. So after that, the next day, uh, I had called back home. I called back home my parents. I said, Mom, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. And she's like, What's wrong? I was like, I don't feel well. I didn't want to tell her that I took a drug. So long story short, my brothers ended up coming to pick me up, and they didn't know what was going on, because I barely knew what was going on. And it's like I noticed when I was there, when I took the drug the next day, I was getting the same high. I was getting the same exact high when I took the drug. 2 weeks later, I was getting the same high as the high that I got 2 weeks before. So I'm like, man, I was not aware that this was happening to me, and I was not also aware of the world that I was going into, that I was about to enter. So I'm like, I get home and I immediately grab my cover and I go lay down because I'm like, I'm in a shell. I'm in a world that I don't recognize. And I see everybody, they look familiar, but I don't know what's going on. You see? and I didn't know what was going on. So days went by, and I stayed in the house. 6 months later, I'm still laying down in the bed, not going anywhere hardly. I say out of 6 or 7 months, I only went somewhere like 5 times. This is what this drug did to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the danger effect of it. And I'm like, one night I even, it's like I was so messed up that you know, I actually asked the devil. I didn't hardly believe in God no more. I believed in God, but I was like, man, what is wrong? Because something has to be wrong, because my life has never been like this. So I actually asked the devil to get, if you give me my soul, if you give me my life back, you can, you can have my soul. And this is what I said. I said, if you give him, I said, you can have my soul, just give me my life back. And he said, basically, in my head, it was like, I'll give you your life back if you give me your soul. So I'll give you, basically, it was saying, I'll give you everything if you give me your soul. And I was like, okay, whatever it takes. That's the point that I was at. And I know you see me right now and you're like, there's nothing wrong, because you didn't know me then. So it's like, man, I was in this world that I couldn't figure out and understand. And it's like, the night after I tried to, the night after I had this anonymous talk with the devil, it's like I tried to commit suicide the next day. Because you notice I said, you can have my soul. So, this is the things that comes with, it's like drugs is like a gateway portal to hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was in, hell on earth. And like I was saying, I tried to end my life, but I didn't go through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that I had some type of purpose. I just couldn't figure it out. So, but I'm not gonna get into the rest of the story. I'd rather you read the book. But yeah, it's like, I hope whoever's watching this, you know, get something from what I'm trying to say. Is like, it could be, at any given time, it could be you. Taking any drug. Any drug can do you like this. You don't know what it could do to you. We just go about every day getting high, getting drunk, and going out and about, could crash and kill somebody, end up in jail, prison for manslaughter for the rest of our life. We could take a drug or a pill and be stuck for the rest of our life and not know what's going on with us. But this is the everyday life that human beings live, and we're not aware of what we could do to ourselves. So I'm not saying, I'm not judging anyone. All I'm saying is, think before you do things, because certain things could happen and there's nothing, you can't take it back. And also, I didn't mention is that, because of this ecstasy, I now have schizophrenia. I was diagnosed schizophrenic 14 when I was 21. This is during the time I took it. So, most of my doctors, they actually say it's not really the reason, but it contributed towards it, which gave me like a chemical inducence effect. So that's my story, and I hope you get something from it. So yeah, thank you.